A fighting game HUD can be very intimidating to many players, and because of that, it can be hard for players to determine what they should be looking at. There's a bunch of information being displayed on the screen simultaneously, and you can only really focus on one thing at a time. Keeping track of all this information is made even more difficult by character-specific subsystems that you may not be too familiar with. Despite the importance of the HUD, the characters are what are most important to a match. So naturally, our eyes are drawn to our own character, because that is what we have control over. But that is also the exact reason why we should not be focusing on our own character. If we focus too heavily on our character, we will not be able to properly keep track of the other aspects of the match. This is referred to as the tunnel vision effect, meaning that we can only keep track of what's in the peripheral of our focus point. So, it is not ideal to monitor aspects that we do have control over. This is a common issue many new players face because they are not too familiar with their character's movement yet. So, they end up watching their own character to make sure that they are doing what they want them to do. This concept is similar to how people have to look at their keyboard while typing, because they do not have the keyboard memorized. Those people have to type what they want and then look at the screen to check if everything was typed as they planned. In fighting games, if you focus too much on your character, you might be too late to notice that things are not going according to plan. This is very obvious in games where you have a lot of room to move around, because it is easier to lose track of your opponent. Now, since our character is the only thing we have complete control over, we should focus on something more important: the opponent's character. This way, you can see what your opponent is doing while keeping your own character within your peripheral. A good example of this was posted on 4gamer.net a little over a year ago, where they used eye tracking software on pro Street Fighter player Sakanoko. What made this video so interesting was where he kept his focus during the match. As you can see, during the neutral phase, his focus point is in between the two characters, but favors the side the opponent is on. This allows him to keep everything within his peripheral without over-focusing on a single part of the match. Some games do not always keep both characters on screen at the same time, so you'll have to adjust accordingly depending on the game you are playing. Lastly, if we are focusing on the characters, how do we properly manage our resources? While there isn't much harm in peeking at either player's health or meter in the neutral phase, there is plenty of time to gain each player's resource situation during combos, block strings, and knockdowns. If you are playing a game with a combo breaking system such as a burst, you want to look to see if a combo breaking resource is available after confirming a hit, so you can potentially bait it out in your combo. This goes for games with guard cancel options as well, while applying block string pressure. Some games make this meter management stuff easier by having the meter change depending on how many bars you have. So you can quickly tell what options are available to each player without having to take the time to count each individual bar. I hope you found this video helpful. If you had any problems with the video, please let me know. Likewise, if you did enjoy the video, let me know what you liked about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.